Hello my loves, welcome back or welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you have all had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate it. Today is the 28th, so we are now in that really awkward area of the year when I don't know what day it is, I don't know what the time is, I don't know whether I'm coming or going, but we digress, we move on. It's absolutely fine. So today's video, I thought it would be a really nice idea to do the booktube newbie tag. Now I guess I'm still kind of a newbie when it comes to booktube, even though I've been making videos for about nearly a year? No, less than that, 6 months. I thought now that I'm starting to make a lot more bookish content that I would do this tag because one, I love watching these tags and I've found so many amazing booktubers from this tag, but I just thought it'd be a bit fun for you to get to know me a little bit more. And yeah, if you see this black bundle move, that's because it's Gizmo. So yeah. I got these questions off of the booktube wiki, but I know these are the questions that a lot of people have been answering, and I think it says like the original video or the original channel that made this tag is no longer active. Hey ho, it's still a wonderful tag, so thank you to whoever created it. Okay, so there are 10, it can be 11 questions in total, but I'm going to be answering 10 and then adding my own one at the end, so I hope that's okay. But let's just jump straight into it. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel originally to be just a standard vlog channel, more like a uni study channel. I started this channel last year when I was doing my college? Wow. Access to Higher Education diploma course at college. One, as a creative outlet, because I've always loved making videos and creating media. When I went to college when I was 16, I did media studies, so video editing and video making has always been a hobby of mine, but it was also a little bit of motivation. It was part of me, it was like, okay, if I have to record myself studying, I have to study. But as the year progressed, it kind of morphed into a booktube channel. I still like to do study content and I still intend to do study content, but it has kind of morphed into a booktubing channel. And in my pre-teens / early teens, I did have a booktube channel and I absolutely loved it. The joy that I got from creating videos and meeting people who share the same passion and hobby as me that I didn't really get from my real life, you know, friends and family and stuff. It was just so lovely to connect with people and discover new types of books as well that I probably would have never have picked up on my own. So I kind of just want to rekindle that joy that I got when I used to booktube. I would love to just, yeah, get back into it. That's what I really want to do. I just want to get back into it and meet new people and also just use it as a creative outlet that I can do just for me. It's like my own little personal hobby, passion. So the second question is, and I'm reading these off my laptop, which is just to the side here. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Okay, so booktube has been around for a very long time, and to be original in such a big and now well-established community can be very difficult. But I'd like to think that the fun and unique things that I could bring is integrating it with my degree. So I am, if you did not know, I am a first year university student and I'm studying wildlife conservation. So I would love to incorporate my love of literature with my degree. I've got some reading vlogs and things planned where I basically delve more into nature literature. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Nature literature. I've recently discovered the genre cli-fi, which is a shortened version of climate fiction. Maybe like a little bit sciencey as well. I'm not too sure. I haven't quite decided on that bit yet. But I'd like to think that maybe some of my content that's integrated with my degree might be something new, a bit new and refreshing, maybe, possibly, I don't know. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm most excited to meet new people and to hopefully make some new bookish friends. I'm excited to re-delve into my creative outlet of video making and video editing, as I used to do it a lot in my early teens. Yeah. Why do you love reading? I love reading because it's escapism. It is a chance for me to forget about everything happening around me, and I can just delve into a different world, whether that be a fantasy world or just just someone else's story. Just the chance to just escape and forget. Just escapism. What book or series got you into reading? I love this question, and I think I love this question because when I read it, I kind of instantly had like periods in my life where a certain book series definitely molded, and I really identify with that time period, and these book series really cement that. The book series when I was younger that I just absolutely loved and ate up was the Rainbow Magic series by Daisy Meadows, I believe. This series was baby Victoria's obsession. I don't know if I have my collection anymore. I really hope it's in the loft. But I collected these books. I devoured these books. I generally think these books were the seed to my reading obsession. If I didn't read these books when I was younger, I don't know if I would be the bookworm that I am today. So I would say that is the pinnacle point of my love for books. But then when I kind of got older and obviously my reading abilities got better and they improved, the series Hetty Feather by Jacqueline Wilson, I just don't know why I connected so much with that book series, but I really, really did. And I still have the 3 books. I never read the 4th book. I think there was a 4th book, but it was based off a different character. But the original 3 books, the original trilogy of Hetty Feather, just, I don't know, spoke to me in a way that I can't really describe. I loved that trilogy. And I would love to revisit and maybe try and figure out why that trilogy spoke to me so much. But then when I got a little bit older, in my, again, maybe mid-teens, when everybody, and I mean everybody I knew, when they were having their Twilight era, I was having my Fallen era. The Fallen series by Lauren Kate. I would love to do a reread of these series to see, just, I don't know, if I would still love it as much as I did when I first read it. But when everybody was raving about vampires and werewolves, I was raving about angels and demons. And this series just holds such a special place in my heart. I have such fond memories of reading this series, and again, I read this series at such a pinnacle time in my life, and I just relate that series to that time. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? Oh gosh, okay, so I kind of split this into 2 groups. So I've recently kind of been on the hunt for lesser known booktubers. Booktubers like me are starting out or don't have that big of a following that I really love watching. So to those, and I will link all of these down below, but just a few shout outs. For example, we've got Sarah from Wicked Reading, Elise from Elise Reads and Writes, Tilly from, oh gosh, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, the Valaris Book Club. That is just a handful of kind of the smaller, newer booktubers that I found. But my question for them would be, where would you like to see your channel in a year's time? What would you like to prioritize? You know, is it the growth of the channel? That's not a bad thing. If you would love of course you'd want your channel to grow. So is that something you'd like to prioritize, or is it meeting other booktubers? Like, what is your motivation? Where would you like to be in a year's time? And then for the bigger booktubers that are kind of more renowned and well known, again, just a handful of the ones I watch: Joel from Fictional Fates, Noelle Gallagher, love her, Elliot Brooks, Faith from Faith's Reading Things. Again, that's just a handful. I'll link them and others down below. But I guess my question to them would be, what keeps you motivated? Again, maybe the same question. Where would you like to see yourself in a year's time? Because, you know, you've come so far already. Where would you then like to continue your journey? And just books. Tell me book recommendations. Everybody just give me book recommendations. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So for me, I think one will be consistency. You can probably tell from my previous uploads, I either upload like multiple with each other, or I tend to kind of have mini breaks for maybe a month or two. Especially if in my life, if I'm getting overwhelmed, I tend to kind of, I don't want to say shut down, but I can get very easily overwhelmed, and then certain things then kind of get left to the wayside. But I don't want that to happen in the new year. I really want to work on this channel and it's more for me. I want to do this for me. So I want to be consistent with uploads, and I also want to make sure that I'm enjoying it as well. If I'm going to be reading, I want to be reading things that I want to read. I don't want to put pressure on myself for example, not reading as many books as other booktubers out there. Like I said, I'm a full-time student. I've got exams and assignments and things that I will obviously prioritize when it comes to my time. But yeah, I think my two biggest things will be consistency and comparing. You good, Giz? When did you start reading? So I think this was semi-answered in my previous question about the books that got me into reading, but I started reading properly when I could really comprehend the book that I was reading, probably when I was like, how old would I have been when I was reading the Magic Rainbow series? I don't know, 7, 8 maybe? That might be completely wrong. But yeah, maybe like 8 years old. It was when I could really like actually understand the book in my hand that I was reading. Where do you read? I mostly read like in bed a lot of the time, always somewhere comfy. So either in bed, on the sofa, if I can wrap myself up in a blanket with a cup of tea, with a candle, then I'm in my element, and that is where I will be reading. What do you love reading? Oh, you see, when I read this question, I was a bit like, I don't know, because I feel like my taste from when I was a teen, has it evolved? Has it changed? I honestly don't really know. The books that I'm currently loving, I will always be a sucker for fantasy. And I know fantasy is like super popular at the minute, especially romance fantasy. It's just absolutely everywhere. So I always love fantasy. Some of the books that I've recently been enjoying haven't been fantasy. They've just been more contemporary fiction, I guess. So I think I'm trying to find the books that I love, and I'm trying to re-establish what kind of genres that I enjoy, and yeah, but I think my go-to will always be fantasy. And that might be cliche, but it's true. Okay, so there is an 11th question, and that is, what does your book collection look like? I currently don't really have a bookshelf. Because I'm currently living between home and uni, my books are all over the place. A lot of them are actually under my bed. I don't have a bookshelf to be able to display them all. You're actually balanced on some. And then I've got some back at uni. So instead of answering that question, I thought I'd answer the question, what are you currently reading? And I'm currently reading Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is my first Brandon Sanderson book. I am loving it. I am taking my time with it though. And I've usually been reading this alongside another book. I have just finished a book, so I'm thinking I'll pick up a new book today. But the book that is kind of continuously ongoing for me at the moment is Elantris. And I'm loving it. And it's making me want to pick up more of his work. And then I want to then recommend a book to you guys, and the book that I would recommend is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. So this book holds a very, very special place in my heart, and just this Christmas, so Christmas Eve, they actually on BBC showed the movie adaptation of this book, and I sobbed. I cried so much when I watched that movie, but in the best way possible. Like, it was good. It was good tears. You know how sometimes you just need to have a good cry? It was good tears. But I read this book last year, I believe, and it just spoke to me. And there was a quote from the documentary, because they also filmed a documentary, like the making of, which you can watch on BBC iPlayer. And right at the start, they took a screenshot of someone's comment on one of Charlie Mackesy's Instagram posts, and it basically said something along the lines of, "Your work makes me grieve and heal at the same time." And honestly, that is just the best way to describe how I felt reading this book. Simultaneously, I felt like I was grieving but also healing, and I didn't even know that was a way that I could feel until I read this book. It's so beautifully illustrated. He is such a talented artist. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely stunning work, and just the words and the lessons that I've learned from reading this book. I reread it this morning. I literally sat down, listened to the soundtrack of the film while reading this book. It is such a beautiful book, so I would highly, highly recommend this to anyone and everyone, like not even just a specific type of person. I recommend this book to everyone. And the film that they made, the film's absolutely stunning, and the casting was perfect. The voice actors they chose to voice these characters, absolutely spot on. So my loves, that is the newbie book tag. Booktube noob tag. Booktube newbie tag. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please comment a snowflake emoji. I'm feeling very wintry at the minute. I don't know if you can tell. So yeah, comment a snowflake emoji. That would be super cute. I would love that. And let me know what books that you would recommend and what you're currently reading. I would love to know that as well. So yeah, I look forward to starting the new year and continuing this new journey with you all. Like I said, I will be doing book content and also some study uni content as well. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!